What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In apple, 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 apple. A is the first sound. A is the first sound. In apple, 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 apple. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In bottle, b, bottle, b, bottle, bottle, bottle. B is the first sound. B is the first sound. In bottle, b, bottle, b, bottle, bottle, bottle. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In cookie, k, ookie, k, ookie, cookie, cookie. K is the first sound. K is the first sound. In cookie, k, ookie, k, ookie, cookie, cookie. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In dinosaur, d, dinosaur, d, dinosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur. D is the first sound. D is the first sound. In dinosaur, d, dinosaur, d, dinosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In elephant, 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 elephant. E is the first sound. E is the first sound. In elephant, 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 elephant. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In football, 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 football. F is the first sound. F is the first sound. In football, 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 football. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In goat, get out, goat, goat. G is the first sound. G is the first sound. In goat, get out, goat, goat. What's my first sound? What's my first sound? In hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Is the first sound. Is the first sound. In hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. That was so much fun singing and sorting our beginning letter sounds. Welcome, special and unique friends. Let's have some fun learning and playing today. Special me, special you, your best friend is special too. You and I are both unique every day of the week. Every one of us is special and unique. That means there is not another person in this world that is exactly like you or me. But there is something that we all have. Everyone has a name. Everybody has a name. Some are different, some the same. Some are short and some are long. All are right and none are wrong. My name is Dr. Deanna. What is your name? Amazing! I hear so many great names out there. It's special to me. It's exactly who I want to be. I am unique. All right, super learners, let's get learning. There once was a girl named Miss Muffet, and she sat on a tuffet. She ate curds and whey, that's like cottage cheese. But much to her surprise was a spider with 8 eyes and frightened Miss Muffet away. Hands go up and hands go down, I can turn myself around. I can stand up on one shoe, I can listen, so can you. I can sit, I'll show you how. Learning time is starting now. Here's a special book of mine. Here's the cover, here's the spine. When I want to read what's next, I turn the page and read the text. Special, special book of mine, a new adventure on each line. All right, super learners, we're going to read the story today of the ugly duckling. Once upon a time, there was a mama duck. She lived in the forest. She lovingly sat on her eggs, keeping them warm and waiting for the eggs to hatch. As she watched, 2 of the eggs cracked and 2 lovely ducklings came into the world. The mother duck was overjoyed, but the largest egg was still there. At last, the great egg burst open, but instead of the soft yellow feathers of the other ducklings, it was large, gray, and not quite as lovely as the other 2. Mother Duck was quite astonished and confused by this duckling who looked so different from her other 2. But she was determined to love all her babies the same. His brother and sister ducklings were not quite so loving, and they daily made sure to let him know just how ugly they thought he was. Whenever Mother Duck was not looking, they laughed and pointed, and they mocked him with mean words. Poor little duckling. So much sadness built up inside the duckling that he ran away from his mean and taunting sisters and brothers. Walking alone, the duckling came upon a house. Inside there was an old woman sitting with her cat and hen. The duckling went unnoticed by all, except for the cat. The cat burst outside and chased the poor duckling. "Away from here, you ugly duckling," said the cat. "You are too ugly even for me to catch and eat." Poor duckling, although it's probably pretty fortunate that the cat did not want to catch and eat him. The duckling scampered quickly away to safety. He felt lonely and miserable. Suddenly, the duckling saw a pond. His eyes lit up with joy as he really missed swimming. Back at the pond, Mama Duck had taken the duckling swimming every single day. The ugly duckling hopped with joy. He swam and swam to his heart's content. But his happiness was short-lived because very, very soon it became winter and the weather became cold and the pond became frozen solid. Now the duckling, who looked a little different even though he did not know, could not swim. A little while later, a farmer happened to pass that way. Taking pity on the duckling's shivering condition, he brought the duckling back to his farm. There, The duckling found a warm place to stay and generous helpings of food. Pretty soon, the weather warmed up, and the farmer returned the duckling to the pond. The duckling saw the most beautiful, graceful swans around him. The duckling remembered the mean words of his brother and sister and bent his head in shame. He knew he couldn't be as beautiful as them. But just then, he caught his own reflection in the water. He saw his reflection with his eyes, just like in a mirror. He was no longer a gray and homely bird. The duckling was amazed. He had transformed into a beautiful swan. He was now no longer an ugly duckling. He was a graceful swan. He was not really a duck after all. He was just a swan in the making. Hey diddle diddle, beginning and middle, and then our story will end. The problem was solved with great resolve, and then we can read it again. Hey diddle diddle, beginning and middle, and then the story will end. The problem was solved with great resolve, and then we can read it again. At the beginning of our story, we met the ugly duckling, who was laughed and taunted by his brother and sister ducklings. He did not look like them. In the middle of the story, we saw the ugly duckling run away from his mean sister and brother, and he experienced a mean cat, and he met a kind farmer. At the end of the story, the ugly duckling realized he was a beautiful swan. The beginning, the middle, and the end. Let's build a sentence. Oh no, can you help me unjumble my sentence? It's all mixed up. You can? That's amazing. Can run I? That is silly bananas. This sentence is all scrambled, just like eggs. I need my sentence to say, I can run. I can run. Whew, great work. I've had so much fun today learning all about how special we are. We practiced our beginning sounds, and we also learned all about the parts of a book. I'll see you next time when I teach to your super learning powers, one child at a time.